We're heading out for another job today, Franklin and I. It's the kind of job we consider our bread and butter, especially when the economy is kind of crappy in Tucson right now. But we're not alone. We've got Curly Sue along. How's it going, Curly Sue? Right now we're watching a cone almost fall off the side of the trailer, and we're just kind of playing a game to see if it does. But anyways, we were loading up last night, getting ready for this job, and we were out early this morning. We left around 5:30. The job is about an hour away from the house, so we made sure to get the skid loader loaded last night. We got the truck that Orville's driving hooked up, and we got everything kind of ready to go for this job, so we're gonna jump on it, make some money, get things going here, because it's been a tough one in Tucson, let me tell you. Alright, well, we'll check back into the on the job site. We'll see if that cone survived. If you're going to be chalking lines, make sure you've got some Aquanet, just in case it gets windy and your hair gets messed up. Alright, well, we've been on site for a little while. Orville was here. He's been digging like a dog with his hands. And we got all the rock moved back. Got the saw cutting done. Got the skid loader unloaded. Got a bunch of tools out of the trailer. And now we're ready to start removing some concrete. So it's gonna be a fun day. What do you think, Curly Sue? You having fun yet? She's born for concrete. Her name is Molden. So is Orville. What do you got to say today, Orville?
I was adopted.
You got any words of wisdom today, then?
Do what you love what you do, right? That's not mine.
There you go. We had a little dilemma. The dump trailer would not dump. Even though I filled the battery yesterday, got it up to a full charge, it's just clicking. So when Carly and I went up to use the restroom, we went ahead and got a new battery. So when we get back there now, we're gonna go ahead and try and put that in. But you know, it's always something. One of those days, we got the wrong battery. This one's we need to get the dual pulse battery or whatever. And I think he had one there, I'm not sure, but we're gonna find out right now. Well, miracles never cease to amaze. I actually got $53 back now on that battery, so getting the right battery actually made it cheaper. That never happens. Alright, we have a working dump trailer again. Where all we do is click. Lifting right up.
Overheated camera break.
Alright, so for today's overheated camera break, we're going to talk about rebar and how it holds cracks together. Now, we poured this slab at least 5 years ago. And before we even done finishing it, it started cracking. The concrete trucks were late. They were an hour apart when they were supposed to be 20 minutes apart. And we just had a heck of a time that day. It got windy, it was hot, and this thing cracked all over. And fortunately, we had a rebar grid in it, 20 inches on center. So as you can see, even after 5 years, none of the cracks have opened up, and none of them have gotten uneven. So even though there's cracks all over this thing, I mean, there is cracks all over. They've hung together, they've stayed even because of the rebar. Go rebar. Well, Curly, Sue, and I are heading out for the dump. She's been so excited about going to the dump, and I don't blame her. What 14-year-old girl wouldn't be excited about going to the dump, right, Curly? What do you gotta say to YouTube? What are you gonna tell them about the dump? Anything? It's not that kind of dump. This is a nice, clean dump. Fun dump. To the dump, 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 to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, 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 to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. Come on now, join in. You can act like you're riding a horse. To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, 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 to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, 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 to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, 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 to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. We are here, people. We are here. What do you think of this place, Carly? Not amazing? Look at that. Like the Grand Canyon up in this mother trucker. I gotta take the cover off. And then we can pull on the scale. Mirror shots are oftentimes fun, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you gotta use the bathroom?
No,
Why not?
because I just don't.
It's because you don't like using these bathrooms. I know, you think you're too good for them. Alright, Carly and I decided to go to QT for lunch today. It's another truck stop one I didn't even know existed in town. What are you gonna get? What are you gonna get, Carly?
Chicken wings.
Chicken roller. Alright. Well, Carly, I hate to make it a drag, but we're going to have to be in kind of a hurry now. So I think I'm going to jump in that skid steer and let's get this thing rolling. Alright, so you've seen where a guy will set a 2x4, put the expansion next to it, and then pull that 2x4 out later, pack it in, then the expansion's nice and straight or whatever. Same concept here. It's that we're using 1/4-inch flat bar. So when we pull that 1/4-inch flat bar out of there, it's only gonna leave a minimal amount of damage, where a 2x4 leaves 1.5 inch, this leaves a 1/4 of an inch. Well, we're all ready to pour. Carly got some really good shots today, really proud of her. Be sure to leave a comment and tell her how good of a job she did. She'll like that. It was an average day, you know. Orville was thinking he could have got it done a little quicker, but it was about what I figured. All day long. And looking good. We're going to be ready for tomorrow morning. We got 8 o'clock mud. So we'll see you at the pour. I was stacking my stakes the other day, and that one didn't go in any of my stacks. All right, it's the morning of the pour. We've got Cody, Mike, Carly behind the camera, and myself. We ended up doing a little repair on this corner. This corner had been repaired recently, or earlier, I don't know when. But it actually was repaired badly. It was sloping off. It was about 1 inch too low in that corner. And we ended up cutting it out. And we're going to replace it. But anyway, mud is supposed to be here at 8, but the ready-mix called and said he could be here at 7:30. So he'll be here pretty quick. No less than 1.0, no more than 2. Unfortunately, I was checking things out at the level, and I found an area that wasn't quite right. Right at the last minute before the mud truck got there. So we had to do a little scrambling.
Here comes the mud.
And Carly had to take care of the Remus welcome for you. But we got it fixed up and no issues whatsoever.
Here comes old Uncle Remus.
Remus Materials, the finest in Tucson. The heifer floor. That's what we use on sidewalks. Well, it's down, but I can't take long because the wind is howling. And we got to get everything sealed up and drained and good to go because wind sucks. Wind is concrete's mortal enemy. Wind sucks. Bad. Man, the wind has got to be blowing 30 miles an hour. It's horrible out here. And we're putting at 17 miles an hour. And that wasn't supposed to pick up for at least another hour. Even though we got a 30-mile-an-hour wind, you can probably barely hear me because of it. And the camera lens is dirty. You're probably going to want to know how this UCO shield is working. And it's working awesome. It's like a total game changer for the wind. Even though it's getting scuzzy, a couple swipes with your mag and it works right back up. So, greatest stuff ever. You get to be more like me now, man. You think he's right about everything. He's got a take on everything, you know? Yeah. Like, it's not good enough for me to just tell him why something is anymore. It's like, you know, I think it's probably more like this. He just doesn't take your word for it no more? No. I'm like, at least be diplomatic about it. You know, at least try to make me feel good about it before you tear me apart, you know? He's fired me a couple times.
Yeah, I was figuring I'm glad I'm 57. That'd be hard to work for. If I was 47, I might have been going to work.
And I got the board up laying there with the homeowner. He's like, is that the homeowner's board? I'm like, yeah, it must be. You're fired. Get out of here.
You're fired.
Oh, man. I mean, we're working on some sidewalk in a SAT division or whatever, you know? And got some mud outside like he just did. And I threw it out there and there was a bunch of dirt in there.
Oh,
I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry. He's like, you're fired. Can't believe I just did that.
Buddy, you're fired. Get out of here.
This way shouldn't be.
You have anything to say again yet?
It's almost finishing time. Alright, so I'm just opening up these joints again right now. We're talking 50-mile-an-hour wind. It's windy, it's horrible. They're just buttery, beautiful, smooth, nothing breaking open. It's a nice, easy joint. It's great.
Hey, you're onions right away.
Man, Franklin didn't like all this wind. He was blowing all the way down the street. Come on, buddy, let's go get in the truck. You're too late for this work. Time to finish. Now, if we didn't have the Yuko shield in here, we'd be in a lot of trouble today. This stuff would be cracking and pulling apart and tearing up. As you can see, it's very workable. Very good stuff. I'm putting a little bit of butter on the bread. Come on, man. even though some of the street work can really be great bread and butter, you got to be careful what you take on. A ramp like this is a little more complicated. You got to make sure you know what you're doing. You got slopes that you have to meet on all these different areas, and if you haven't done it before, it can be a little tricky. Shouldn't shy away from it, but just make sure you're being very intentional with how you do it. If you try to just slop it in there so it looks good, they're gonna inspect it, and they're gonna fail it, and you're gonna tear it up. So be careful with your bread and butter. Well, Carly and I are just getting done with our lunch. It's all finished. The boys are cleaning up right now, and we're about ready to head back for a cleanup montage. So, hey, it's polka time! I love washing concrete tools. It reminds me of my youth. The streets need to be cleaned even better than the other things because they get so heavy you can't use them, and they get clogged with crap on them and they're no longer accurate anymore. But if you go too long, then you gotta clean them with a hammer, and that knocks them out of shape. That's no good. Well, it's a done deal. Boys have got it pretty much landscape. Mikey's gonna do some finishing touches. Curly Sue, she's doing a little sweeping. Cure spray's on. Finish is done. And it is a done deal. A little water splashed on there, but life goes on. Looks good. City sidewalk. Bread and butter. Alright, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with all your friends. Alright, we'll see you in the next one.
Heading back to what used to be home, passing by those little towns I know so well, stopping for gas, and then I'm behind the wheel again. Driving is like a spiritual cleanse, where every mile is a new beginning, and every bend holds a new end. Eyes on the road, don't lose control. I'm speeding fast to chase my soul. I'm driving to get away, running through emotions high and low, holding on or letting go. I'm fighting another day. The neon lights in the fast lane life, riding high, reaching for the sky. I had it all
these slopes have to be just right, and it's going to be inspected. But if you get anything wrong, you got to tear it out and redo it. Now these chunks. Let's let that car go back. All right. Me and Pookie Sue, me and
I have to supervise and make sure you get it clean.
hard to work for. I don't think this one's ever gonna get clean though. It's neglected. I failed to clean up in too many times before. Are you scared? Oh, you want to race?